Okay, welcome to the first tutorial, or Chapter 1 of the Protein Character Modeling tutorials. We're going to be changing this cube into a slightly more rounded cube. To start with, we'll select the top face and use the Slice by Plane tool to create some loops on the XY axis. This first loop will represent the top of the eyes. Next one will represent the bottom of the eyes. And then the bottom of the nose, and finally the last one will be for the center of the mouth. Now we need to select a face on the side of the cube and drag across to divide it down the middle. Now this doesn't need to be exact because we'll be deleting half of the geometry and using simply symmetry to mirror it later. Now we're going to drag out some more loops to help define the eye more. The first loop will be for the inner edge of the eye, and the second one will be for the outer edge. These two loops will also help define the width of the nose and the width of the mouth with some modifications. Now we're going to define the ear. So selecting a face on the front, you want to drag back some loops to define the front and back edge of the ear. This is basically all the geometry that we will be creating in this portion of the tutorial. So now we're going to do some point editing. And it's so much fun. So, selecting the two center faces on the cube on the top, pull those upward. Now, in point mode, make sure that backside is checked. You want to be able to select all the points. Select the points for the brow. Then create a beveled edge. Now we're going to repeat this process, doing some rotates and creating bevels on 3 more sides of the head. Now the reason why I like to start with the cube is because I'm able to use the Slice by Plane tool to create loops on either the XY or YZ planes to help define the geometry easily and have these loops be symmetrical. So I like to keep points on the sides and tops and bottom flush for as long as possible. As you can see, we're just pulling out points to roughly define the bone structure of the head. Okay, now note that I haven't made any modifications to the bottom of the cube yet. That's because I prefer to have more geometry for the jaw before I start to work on that. Now I've divided the cube, so now what we're going to do is mirror it. So selecting the center face, click Simply Symmetry. Now with these halves, what I like to do is save them for future reference or for use with other characters. So, as a temporary measure, I just slide it back, go into the Option Information panel, and in the Object Render Options, I use this to create a keyboard shortcut. I've selected I. So every time I select an object and click the keyboard letter I can make an object invisible or visible, depending on its current state. So as you can see, we still have proportional problems, but these will be resolved